and I knew Joe. I knew Joe many years, boxing the gym as a youngster. And also laughed and joked with him about 2 months before he realized that he was gravely sick at one of the businesses in Philadelphia that I'm partners with. It's a wash and lube, and he brought his Cadillac through. And he looked kind of frail, but I mean he's old, so you didn't pay attention to it. But I didn't know that he'll be dead in 2 weeks. Checking into hospitals. So it was a blow, but Philadelphia right now. And remember I said this: wherever you live, wherever you go, when you read this, you'll say, "Well, told me that they've done something special for John." Not only with his gym was taken away from him because of tax delinquent, but also the honor that Philadelphia is throwing for him now. Yes, I would love it if he can see it and touch it and smell it. But it's finally, from my mouth, my quote, it's going to happen for John. It's going to happen for his legacy and people to recognize when they come to Philadelphia. They can read something about the great Joe Frazier of Philadelphia.
Here in DC, as somebody who's risen recently so much,
well, I assess it not the same or even higher because there's a lot more adversity between their stories, between the two brothers, than mine. But one thing about our stories, everybody have one. This is one that you can look at and say to yourself, how many people would stay the course and overcame the situation of mine and theirs. And let me tell you something. They had to want what they want and got today where they at by wanting to not be a statistic or not be a failure. Something clicked in those two brothers. He said that they're not going to let circumstances be the outcome of the end of their life. And when you have a situation like that, no matter if you live in the States, no matter if you live across the pond or water, black, white, no matter what, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. And so when I see and hear similar, the same, or more of a challenge story than mine, I look at it and say that it don't take too much to break a person's will. It don't take too much to break a person's spirit. It doesn't take too much to make someone say, I give up. We see that all the time. That's normally the norm. But when someone stands up, whether they're an athlete or a crusader for right, a crusader for justice and equality, those people, athletes or non-athletes, they stand out amongst the average, which is not bad, but they stand out amongst them. It happened before your time, my time, and it will continue to happen. But it will be very few, of course, because that will make those type people, Petersons, myself, and others in history, and it's going to make history in the future just different. Not actually better, more of a different type of mentality and spirit to not give up by any means necessary. Not give up.
With all that hunger and courage in his background, has he got enough technique to beat Amir Khan?
I think that for Amir Khan to come in his hometown in DC is pretty ballsy. I think that Peterson's going to be up by the crowd. This is going to be a Peterson crowd. And do we have the talent? He has the pedigree of the Olympics. We have mostly all the trainers that come out of DC that know Peterson and train with him for many years. I'm going for Khan because I think Khan is not only younger, which is to me is not a factor because I say that all the time because of what I do to the younger guys. But I also say that when you look at Peterson, with the story or without the story, he's a major threat. To me, it's Amir Khan looking to get a win and not not a struggle, not a resistance from Peterson, then it's going to be a long night for Amir Khan. But I think it's going to be a shootout early on, and the best plan wins. The best plan wins. The best training and conditioning and mentally and stick to the game. I don't think the corner is going to play a role in who win or lose this fight. I think it's going to play a role in who can execute in the heated battle of those 3 minutes when no one can help you other than your talent and your training and the strategy that you have to go by round by round by round by round.
So you think it's going to finish early?
I don't see this fight going 12 rounds. I see this fight going 7, 8 rounds tops.
You fought 2 times in the other man's territory, and you came up with 2 draws. One, Segundo Mercado, then you came back here and landed over and beat him. You fought Jean Pascal and then had to fight him again to beat him. What does it take for Amir Khan to come to, what elements played a role in your 2 draws, and do you think Amir Khan will have to overcome anything like that being in Lamont's hometown?
I think like football, like basketball, like hockey, I think when you go in another man's hometown, I believe that that man gets an extra point before the fight starts. Not officially. It just, to me, seems more of a custom thing where when you go to a guy's hometown, you have to recognize that it is what it says, his hometown. You're literally in this guy's dining room, taking his meal, taking his fan base. Not necessarily the judges. They come from everywhere. Maybe 1 or 2 live next door. But at the end of the day, as a fighter going in, say Amir Khan. If I'm Amir Khan, I'll be giving Peterson 2 points before the weigh-in Friday. Why? It's because I would want to tell myself that I'm already 2 points behind, because it's give him being in DC, being in guy's hometown crowd. Peterson's going to step up another level than he normally do. That's a give him. That's what you call it. That's supposed to happen. And so, based on that, Amir Khan has to do twice as much, 3 times, as much as the Peterson brother has to do at home, where he won't be overly comfortable, but he already gets 2 points before the bell rings.
And you saying that Khan is going to do that, given the fact that it happened to you twice, and you had to come back and beat those guys, you're saying that Khan is going to do that?
I'm saying Freddie Roach is no fool. Freddie Roach will do what a teacher, an experienced guy would tell him. You're in this man's hometown, but nothing to sweat. But you have to be aggressive. You have to be the person that throws the most punches. Whatever he's done up to now, which is nothing to sneeze at, we got to step it up a little bit, man. You know, we're talking about maybe Floyd in the future. You're talking about Pacquiao. Like, you know, this is that other incentives, you know, along with you in DC. Peterson is no walkover. Great boxing skills, got some experience. No, got a lot of experience. Been around in the pros over 5 years. Amir Khan is young, really never faced any adversity. It's his fight to lose, just as well as his fight to win.
But is it a chance for Amir to earn a lot more prestige as well, because he is taking on this?
Oh, absolutely.
Respect on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. Yeah.
And as a learning fight for Amir as well, I mean, you forget the guy, he's 25 years old tomorrow.
That's a baby.
Yeah.
That's a baby. And look, I know I still can learn something, but it ain't too much to learn. You understand? But it's a whole encyclopedia of knowledge that's waiting for him to learn. And as years and fights go by, yeah, he'll learn. One way or the other, he'll learn.
How good is it? how can he lead this next generation? So the guys like yourself, Floyd and Manny, is he
He's part of the piece. He's part of the puzzle. He can lead. But to lead it the whole way and carry boxing on his back is another question. And I'm willing to answer that, even though I ask myself the question is that you become that Oscar De La Hoya. You become the Muhammad Ali. You become the Ray Leonards in a way, even though Ray Leonard had pieces. He had Hagler, he had this. They carried some, he carried some. But to carry the elite boxing business on your back, like the 2 or 3 elite names I just mentioned, he has a chance to do that, but he has to do something very outstanding against some outstanding opponents. Not just with B-level fighters. It has to be with outstanding opponents that